Hello, welcome back to my haunted library. It's Regina. I'm in kind of a celebratory mood today because I'm picking the winner of my 500 subscriber giveaway. And I have all the names in my pumpkin because every day is Halloween inside my haunted library. And I got quite a few names in here from different people who left comments. I'm not going to read them all because there are quite a few, but just trust me, I painstakingly copied everybody's name onto a piece of paper and I checked it twice. So I will do the drawing in just a sec. The winner will receive a $25 Amazon gift certificate. Now, a couple of you in the comments mentioned that you were from other countries and Amazon didn't work. We'll figure something out. If I pick one of you, we'll make that work somehow. I don't know how, but we'll figure it out. So if you do win, if you are the winner, you can contact me at exlibrisregina@gmail.com. I'll put it right here and also in the description. So contact me and I will send you your gift. And also if any of you would like to join my mailing list, and I do send out a newsletter every time I have a new book release coming out. And believe me when I tell you, I'm really not that good about sending out these newsletters. So if you get one every 3 months, that's the thing. So it's no pressure, and I promise not to spam your inbox, but I do have a newsletter that I do try to get out, like I said, every time something happens, like I have a new book coming out or something. So I just sent one out, not too recently, because I did have a new book coming out. I have another one coming out soon. So sometime this summer, I'm going to be doing another one. So just throwing that out there. Okay, so I'm going to choose my winner. And like I said, I'm gonna, after the giveaway selection, if you want to stick around, I'm going to have a little informal chat about addressing some of your comments and then also talking about like what I'm reading and what I'm doing. So here we go. I'm going to stir this up a bit. All right, here we go. And the winner is Indica Bliss. All right, congratulations, Indica Bliss. You are the winner of my $25 Amazon giveaway. So please contact me here. It's also in the description, and let me know your email or whatever the information, and I will get that out to you right away. So thanks for everyone for participating. I will do another one if I ever reach like 1,000 subscribers. So I really enjoyed reading all your comments about the channel, and everyone was really sweet. Most people said the general consensus was just keep doing what you're doing, which is kind of what I plan to do anyway. But it does seem like people did like the idea of doing some movie reviews. So I have done a couple like fiction into film reviews. So I'm going to start doing that probably at the end of this week. I'm going to do like a Regina's Haunted Drive-In. So the first movie and book I'm going to do is The Funhouse, and which is a really sleazy early, I think 1980 it came out, drive-in horror movie. So that will be the first one I'm going to be reviewing. So look for that first movie book review coming up probably sometime this weekend. So I put Wheel of Time away just for now. I'm going to get back to it, and I do have the third book, and I can't wait to read it again. But I kind of got caught up with the whole Game of Thrones thing. So I put that down, and I started reading A Feast for Crows, which was, I had stopped in the last one. Was it Storm of Swords, I believe? I read the first 3. So then I started reading this one and also listening to the audiobook. And it's great. George R.R. Martin is such a great writer. And like everyone else, I really got caught up with the whole last season. And I have a lot of thoughts about it. Of course, I've been on YouTube looking at all the people complaining about it. And I do think that, after listening to this book and reading it, it does seem that at least the last couple of seasons did feel a little dumbed down compared to the great material that's in the books. The only problem I really had with this whole last season, first of all, I thought the ending was fine. I love seeing, spoilers, if you haven't watched, skip forward. But I thought the ending, especially where Jon Snow ended up, to me, felt very satisfying. I mean, of course, he was the hero of the story, even if it was kind of subverted. And this is a word you keep hearing, and it's just driving me a little crazy with this subversion thing. But to go off into the woods with your dog, to me, is always a happy ending. And yeah, they say, well, he's not going to marry, he won't have any children. Well, that never stopped him before. So I'm imagining he's going to meet a cute redhead again and start a new life and have a great life, and let the old people worry about Westeros. I don't think the whole Dany Daenerys Targaryen turn when she changes from Mother of Dragons to like a fascist, to me seemed very strange. Actually, I thought the scene when she was doing her like fascist speech was visually and the way it looked and actually the writing of the speech I thought was really well done. It just wasn't Game of Thrones. I mean, when she steps out and the dragon wings come up, I was just like, whoa. But I felt like I had wandered into some like postmodern, weird play or something. It didn't feel true to the books, even though that may be the outcome that George R.R. Martin had in mind. I don't think it was achieved in a satisfying way. Twists are great, but you have to do it in a way that it makes sense. And then you have to lay all the traps and they all have to set off at once. And there can be no other possible conclusion. And it's great. It's a very satisfying thing, and it really makes sense to your audience. If your audience or your reader or whatever have to go back and then find the evidence, like everyone's doing, well, she did say that she was ruthless and all this stuff, and she did burn people up, and yeah, but nothing laid the groundwork for her to become like the slaughterer of innocents. And I think that is the thing that we can't buy. As spectacular as it was, and it certainly was. Like when Ned Stark is killed in the first season, in the first book, like it's totally unexpected, but it makes sense. It makes sense that he underestimated his opponent, Cersei. It made sense that, of course, she was going to not just roll over and give him what he wanted. She was going to fight. We learned how ruthless that she was, but it made sense. It made sense when someone's cornered, they're going to strike. This with Daenerys, I mean, other people can disagree. To me, it didn't make sense. It didn't feel right. And I'm interested in this because of my interest in story structure. It's like when reading Robert McKee's book, which I will finish probably this summer, I hope, and finish my playlist, and then it'll have taken me a year to do it. But he wrote in his book, and I think this is really good, that when an audience member sits down in a theater and the lights go down, or in your living room or whatever, wherever, or when you open a book, that you gain, your viewer gains 100 IQ points. And that's really true. If that Daenerys turn had really worked, it would have been amazing. But I think it wasn't developed enough. We had to have seen some signs of her either ruthlessness or willingness to do anything to get what she wants. She was made too much, there was too much compassion in her to do something like that to women and children and innocent bystanders and whatever. It just did not feel right. Just my opinion. But overall, of course, I loved it. I don't want to get on the bandwagon of complaining about the show. I thought it was spectacular visually, story-wise. It was a great ride, and I'm looking forward to finishing this book, finishing the next book, and then hopefully when I finally finish them, there'll be a new book out. I think it's an incredible story. It's amazing that so many people got into it. It's given the fantasy genre just such a resurgence, and I'm very excited about that. And then we have new fantasy series coming out, like Wheel of Time and others, and I'm just really excited about seeing these and reading more fantasy. So So I'm reading this, and I'm putting Robert Jordan aside just for a bit, and it's fun listening to the audiobook because it's done really well. And so when Lily and I go on our long walks, I can listen to it because the book is a bear. So I'm kind of doing some reading, doing some audio, and maybe I'll do that with Wheel of Time in moving forward. I think that is actually a smart way to do fantasy because the books are really long. So what else have I been reading? Oh, speaking of fantasy, well, this is like a weird sci-fi book. I picked this up in my used bookstore, my favorite used bookstore, and it's like a science fiction fantasy book. I'm about, 27 pages in, and a man has already been changed into a woman and then raped by his two friends. Okay, it's really weird. It's kind of like an alternative reality Matrix type of story where everything is everyone has like Shakespearean names. It's like it's okay. Let me read the back because it is really weird, and I'm curious if anyone else has read it. It has dire. The few reviews it has on Goodreads are terrible. The Prophet. On the planet Thespos, the word of Shakespeare is law. Through the mystery of his works, embodied in the living arcana, the power of illusion holds the eyes and mind of the entire galaxy in thrall. Does that make any sense? Okay. At the center of this web of dreams within a dream, little play on Shakespearean words, lie the Council of Five. They have given up their very selves to become the major arcana. So it's sort of like Shakespeare mixed with the tarot, to possess power beyond the dreams of groundlings. But the latest object of their sadistic whimsy may face them with a rude awakening if they can survive the trial through the mazes of the flesh to become Coriolanus the Chariot. Okay, your guess is as good as mine as to what this book is about. But I have been just kind of randomly picking off these paperbacks off my shelf, just saying, you know what? I'm just going to do a wild card, pick off the shelf, and just read it. And I like that it's short. I like short books that I can just kind of read in a couple days. And if they're terrible, it's not a huge commitment. So I'm not in enough to really let you know what I think, but I will report back about this crazy book. And then the third book I'm reading is, I'm finally getting around to reading my Edward Gorey biography. That is called Born to be Posthumous, The Eccentric Life and Mysterious Genius of Edward Gorey by Mark Derry. This is relatively new. I received it for a Christmas present last Christmas. Thank you. And I'm just getting around to reading it. I'm about 100 pages in. It's really good, really well written, and I'm a big Edward Gorey fan, so this is just a treat. And I will let you know when I finish this, I will do a whole review on this book. So that is what I've been reading, and I'm hoping that you'll stick around for my fiction into film and drive-in horror movie sequence that's coming up in a couple days. So congratulations to the winner of my giveaway, and thanks so much for stopping by my haunted library. I'll see you soon. Bye.